guys, welcome back to our channel and welcome to another morning brew video. I'm Amber. If you're new around here and this is your first video, welcome. We spend these morning brews just spending like 5-6 minutes talking about business topics for the day that can really help you grow your business and help you in your talent and art as a microblader or permanent makeup artist. So today we're talking about something that's super important to me. I've talked a lot about it on this channel, and it's social media, but more importantly, we're going to be talking about social media planning musts. These are things you need to do to be successful at planning your content and actually executing all the things that you know. So I talked to a lot of artists. I remember for myself in general, until I discovered how to schedule my content and plan it ahead of time, I really struggled with being consistent. Once I began to be consistent in the posting on social media, here on YouTube, on Instagram, or on Facebook, I really saw my business grow tremendously. That helped the artists that work for us. Our training exploded. A lot of things really grew once people could receive information and content that we had created and digest it, which is the whole point. So what I want to do is tell you my tips and tricks and the steps that you need to follow to actually execute on releasing that material on a consistent basis. So let's jump in. If you've ever taken our social media course, the basis of what I'm about to say is not new to you. But if not, we do have an academy that goes in, or a class on our academy that goes into great detail about social media and how to make it simple for you so that you can learn to grow your business with it. But one of the base principles from that class is that in order to be successful, you have got to complete the 3 C's, and that is to create consistent content. So 3 things that has to happen. And one of the ways that you need to do that is by using a planning tool. That's the only way you're going to be consistent. If you make an amazing transformation photo and you share it, but you don't post again for a month, your results from that one post are going to begin to wane, and it's just a limited impact. But if you do things like that on a regular basis, and then if you use that content to your advantage in the way you use your storytelling and things like that, you're going to be more successful. But if you're anything like me, you're sitting there and this is a little bit overwhelming. Maybe you already know some of this stuff and you haven't done it yet. And for me, the overwhelming part was like, yeah, I know what I need to do. I know all the steps I need to take. However, I don't have time. I have 5 clients today. I got to go home and get my kids to soccer practice. I'm supposed to edit my website. Then I got to add all these photos to Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to help you plan so that you can be like me and kind of transition away from being overwhelmed. So the first thing that I want you to do is make sure you figure out what your goal is. Is the goal to get more customers? Is the goal to educate people for training classes? What are you trying to achieve? For most of you watching this video, and for me, the goal most of the time is to convince customers to buy, so potential customers to come in and become our guests, and then also to convince them to stay so that they don't go anywhere else or they don't stop getting the services. I want them to see why they're valuable and why they should choose us. So I'm going to assume that that is your goal too, and you can roll with that. But if you have other goals, go ahead and use those. You can jot them down now. Next, I want you to think about what content you're posting and how often. So I like to divide my content into silos, so kind of like columns. And I typically have 3, so you can rock with these, or if you got some of your own, you can kind of think about what your goals are and what your clients are saying to you. But the first thing that I think about is educating my clients. So I want my content to be educational, and that might be just to tell them about a service or tell them how to protect their investment. It's something that I'm teaching them, which is valuable to them, but also sets me apart as an expert. So that's something that you can do. The next thing I want to do is inspire people. So I try to share content that is inspirational, whether it's on an entrepreneurial basis or for women to feel more confident, because it's helpful to them in their lives, but also because it supports our brand. And lastly, I showcase work. So that's the biggest part, and probably what you're already doing. So sharing your before and afters, your videos, your space, all those things go kind of in that category. So we now know what our goal is, which is to convince the customers to buy or stay. And we know what content we're going to post, like why, what does it fit into. But next we want to talk about how we're actually going to post this stuff, which is where most of us, myself included, get stuck. So I want you to actually sign up for a content scheduler. So there are tons out there. If you Google them, you'll find a bunch. The one that I prefer is Buffer. But what a content scheduler does is it allows you to log in on a computer or from a phone and upload posts and schedule when you want them to go. And primarily right now we're talking about Instagram and Facebook. although there are other services you could use. I think this is the #1 thing that I would use and what I would coach you to use as an artist. So Buffer allows you to link your accounts. You can share things that will automatically go to Instagram, and then they can also be linked to Facebook, so you only have to do it one time. And you can share whatever you want. It gives you a chance to like kind of think about it. You can see your feed as you're going. So as you post Monday and Wednesday and Friday's content, you can see how they flow together and see if you like how they look. But it's really cool, and it just allows you to plan everything at once instead of having to think about it every single day. So once you sign up for your Buffer account, it's very cheap, by the way. Depending on what options you pick, I think we're talking like $15, so nothing crazy. What I want you to do next is plan 1 hour a week. I don't want you to spend 5 hours. Your content isn't going to be that great just because you spent 5 hours doing it. It usually means that you're overthinking things. So 1 hour, and you're gonna set that time aside every week, the same time, the same day, so that you can really take it seriously and devote this time to your content creation and scheduling. And then I want you to pick a time that you're creative and that you feel the most inspired. So don't pick a time at the end of the day on Monday when that's your busiest day of the week, because I want you to limit the excuses to not get it done, right? So for me, Sunday morning is a great time to do it. I don't have work that day. I want to enjoy my time with my family, so I get it out of the way. I don't leave it for the end when I can make a million excuses. And morning time is when I feel most inspired and when I work the best. So Sunday mornings for me, you get to pick your day and time, but that's most important. You obviously need to set up this time. I think without a rhythm, again, you can have a scheduler all day long, but if you don't have a set time and you haven't carved that protected time out, you're most likely going to fail at some point. So what you need to do next is measure your results. So once you do this and you set everything in place and you make your posts, you're going to want to make sure that you go back and reevaluate. I would recommend doing that during the next week's content scheduling hour, seeing what was successful. Did your post at 6 p.m. every day go really well? Maybe Wednesday got a lot of engagement, but Saturday didn't. You can kind of start to figure out what works best for your followers and engagement, but I want you to keep track of that as well. So I just have a couple of tips for you on how to enact this. You're going to sign up for Buffer. You're going to want to link your Instagram and your Facebook so it goes to both. And you do want to make sure that your Instagram is a business profile, not a regular personal page. Otherwise, you won't be able to auto post. If it's a business page, it will automatically post for you. So in other words, if I post this video on Instagram for Monday at 6 p.m., when Monday at 6 p.m. comes, Buffer's gonna send it right to Instagram, no problem. If you don't have an Instagram business account, it will not automatically do it. It will just give you a reminder. Other things that you should know, if you wanna post a gallery of photos, you can still do that, but it will just give you a reminder and you'll have to go in and do it. The reminders are cool because the caption's already pre-written, and the photos are already done. It'll just save the caption for you, and then you can go in and click paste. But honestly, let's break it down before we go on like what we're talking about. Buffer is essentially a time you're sitting down for an hour, you make every picture, you put everything in there that you want, and then you put your caption in there that you want. So you take your time. So many people, myself included, the worst part about social media is coming up with what we're gonna say. So really you can take your time and do it one time. And then it's just gonna auto put it there for you. So hashtags included, go ahead and include your hashtags, and then everything goes right there. So I think what I'm gonna do at the end of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and include a little clip of what my Buffer looks like so you can see what I mean, and I can show you a little bit more about what it looks like before you guys sign up. So I hope this is really helpful. I know that if you do this, that your business is gonna grow tremendously. So whatever you're doing right now this week, I would put this on my list of things to do and try to execute it as soon as possible. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. You can get more training on our online academy if you need something that's a little more advanced and you're ready for more rapid growth. Our online academy was designed to really help business owners, microblading artists who are serious about growing, transition right away. But again, these videos are super helpful as well and free. So if you like that, you can keep watching more Morning Brew videos or some of our other training vids here. You can comment in the comments and I will answer any questions that you have. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see more videos, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye. Hi you guys, I'm going to log into my Buffer and give you a little tour. So as you can see here, I'm logged into Brownby, Ohio. You can see that this post is going to post today at 7, and it's going to have 4 photos in it that you can scroll through. And I already have my educational long posts and hashtags planned out. So at that time, I'm going to get a little reminder and post because that one has a slideshow. But the rest of these are just one photo. So you can see there, that one's going to post on August 20th. It's already got a set time and everything is good to go and I don't have to do anything. You can edit your post, which is just what I'm showing you here. You can change the time. You can change the caption later if you want. Right here, you can see I can add a location. So basically all the functions on Instagram are here, like tagging people and things like that. So it's basically just pre-planning everything that you want. These are my past reminders. So you can see I use this all the time. I hope this is helpful to you guys and let me know if you have any questions.